I'm Tom McNally, and welcome to my video series on improvisation. In these videos, I'm going to be sharing with you a number of processes and exercises that I've picked up over the years to help cultivate and deepen your practice of improvisation. The first one is quite possibly the most simple, and it really attacks the issue of listening straight away. What you're going to do is you're going to sit quietly and take a couple of breaths and listen for the first note that comes into your ear. And then you're going to find it on the instrument. So you may not get it right away, you may land on it right away. Some days may be different from others. Just keep trying, keep going, and when you get that note, enjoy it, and then move on to the next one. So it's hard to demonstrate because you can't actually hear what's going on in my ear, but it will look something like this. You sit there and you go, da. And then you go for the next note, B. So the second exercise is the basic quarter note exercise. And so for this, I'm going to turn my metronome on at quarter note equals 40. And you want it to set to 40 because it's really slow and it gives you a lot of time and space to tune into all that space between the notes. So you really have to focus to get the beats correctly. And then you're just going to play quarter notes against the metronome. So, for instance, so you'll listen to this for a little bit, and then just pick up. And you're aiming to hit right in the middle of the beat every time. As you get more experience with this exercise, you can play with placing it ahead or behind the beat. But for right now, we want it dead in the center. And you know you've got it dead in the center because you can't even hear the metronome when you hit it right on it like that. So you're aiming for that. And to make things even crazier, you're looking to get between 2 to 5 minutes where you're on every quarter note. And if you fall off, and it's easy to fall off, especially in the beginning, because this is kind of a challenging exercise, just listen to 4 beats, 8 beats, and then jump back in. So you're basically going to do this. So one of the things that is also really good about this exercise is that as you go further and further into rhythm and you start subdividing, when you subdivide at such a slow tempo, you really get a feel for the energy of each of the subdivisions, and your accuracy improves greatly when you can nail it at a slow tempo. So then the last exercise kind of rides on the coattails of this one, and basically what you're going to do there is play whole notes against the metronome. Now the purpose of this exercise is twofold. One is you're going to have your sound, your tone on your instrument really exposed. So it'll give you a chance to listen to it and really get in tune with the sound that you're producing. Maybe if you want to change it, then you can figure out what you want to change. But basically you're just listening to yourself. Also, and maybe more importantly, you're tuning into a really long span of time, and you're adjusting your ear to hear in larger portions of time. A lot of people, when they start improvising, they'll have a tendency to rush things, like they're thinking too much about, how do I pack all this stuff in here, how do I make it super cool and all that kind of thing. And they lose sight of the fact that you're really building something over a span of time. So if you start by extending the sort of range of time that you naturally perceive, then you'll have an easier and more relaxed time hearing the way that music flows and everything that goes with it. So, the whole note exercise. Now, You can extend these by doing interval training in quarter notes or in whole notes, and that's fine too. And in fact, you can improvise just using whole notes. But for right now, stay with one note, play it a few times in the whole note exercise, for instance. And, by all means move around after you're getting comfortable with the basic idea of it and, allow your ears to play a little bit. But as with most exercises, it behooves you to start simple and start with the foundational thing and then explore from there. Similarly, with a lot of these exercises, you'll find that as you're doing them, you start getting ideas for how you could extend and expand the exercise, which is great. But I would advise you strongly, make a note of it and come back to it later after you've worked out the fundamental, so that you don't wind up sort of skipping over work that you need to do. And that way you'll get the basics down, and then you're also allowing your own intuition to kind of take you on your journey. So, enjoy these fundamental exercises, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.